A very good morning, dear student of class 9th. Today we will continue the same chapter, that is the adventures of Toto. We have previously finished approximately 50% of this, and now in the same sequence we will again continue the same chapter from rest of the part. So my dear students, when the Toto means the dog, when Toto means the monkey have shown his grin to the ticket collector, the poor man was taken aback, but with great presence of mind and much to grandfather's annoyance, he said, "Sir, you have a dog with you. You will have to pay for it accordingly." In vain, grandfather take out Toto out of the bag in vain, and did as a quadruped. Toto was classified a dog by the ticket collector, and 3 rupees was the sum handed over as his fare. When he saw his grin, the ticket collector was frightened, and he had taken aback. He had taken aback. That means he was just scared, and he just engaged with an argument with my grandfather that it was a dog. Grandfather was trying to prove that it was not a dog, it was a monkey, but he was not accepted it. And finally, the argument stopped at this, that it was a dog, and the grandfather has to pay 3 rupees as his fare. Then grandfather, just to get his own bag, took from his pocket out our pet tortoise and said, "What must I pay for this, since you charge for all animals?" The ticket looked closely at the tortoise and prodded it with forefinger, gave grandfather a pleased and triumphant look and said, No charge, it's not a dog." Then grandfather just created a humorous scene there. And what was that humor? That he just keep out the tortoise out of his pocket. He just keep out tortoise from his pocket and ask, "Then what will be the charge of this fur?" And the ticket collector just he examined the animal and replied that no charge for it, because it is not a dog. My dear student, then further, as you can see, when Toto was finally accepted by the grandmother, he was given a comfortable home in his stable, where he had for a companion the family donkey Nana. On Toto's first night in the stable, grandfather paid him a visit to see if he was comfortable. To see his surprise, he found Nana without apparent cause, pulling at her halter and trying to keep her head as far as possible from a bundle of hay. When grandmother accepted Toto and he was sent to the private zoo, the grandfather decided to have a look of the shelter, for what if there was any unusual things happened with in zoo. And when he have given the look on the first night at the stable, so grandfather have seen that the Nana, the horse, was trying to pull himself from the bundle of hay. Grandfather gave Nana a slap across her haunches, and she jerked back, dragging Toto with her. He had fastened on her long ears with his sharp little teeth. It was a female horse. And when grandfather gave Nana a slap for her comfort, he had fastened. Then what he has seen? He have seen that he had fastened onto her long ears with his sharp little teeth. Toto, who was just hanging behind his ears, and just his sharp teeth has been in the deep behind his ears. Toto and Nana never became friends. A great treat for the Toto during cold winter evening was the large bowl of warm water given him by grandmother for his bath. He would cunningly test the temperature with his hand, then gradually step into the bath, first on the foot and then on other, as he had seen me doing, until he was into the deep water up to his neck. Once comfortable, he would take the soap in his hands for his feet and rub it himself all over. When the water became cold, he would get out in and ran as quickly as he could to the kitchen fire in order to dry himself. If anyone laughed at him during his performance, Toto's feeling would be hurt and he would refuse to go on with his bath. One day, Toto nearly succeeded in the boiling himself alive. A number of funny incidents that Toto committed. And what was that? That whenever grandmother called Toto for having a bath in hot water, then first he dipped his finger, then his hands, then after he ascended into the complete water, and he had a pleasure of hot water. And another pleasure was that he rubbed the soaps from all along his body, and whenever the water becomes cold, he just ran out of the water and before the kitchen fire in order to dry himself. He just ran there. And if someone makes a laughter after having seen this act of Toto, he become annoyed and he refused to have a bath. A large kitchen kettle, and one day Toto was about to burn. A large kitchen kettle had been left on the fire to boil tea, and Toto, finding himself with nothing better to do, decided to remove the lid, and finding that the water just warm enough for bath, he got in with his lead. Sticking out from open kettle, this was just fine for a while, until the water began to boil. Toto then raised himself a little, finding it cold outside, sat down again. He continued hopping up and down from some until the grandmother arrived and hauled him half boiled out of the kettle. When grandmother put water to boil on fire, and Toto have seen, he was finding that it will be better for him if he will get in that water for having the pleasure of that. And when he sat in, this act pleased him, and for that, when he was just out of the bowl, what he felt that it was extreme cold outside. Then once again he sat there. Means for some time it was very funny for him. It was very pleasing things for him. But he become uncomfortable when the water becomes too hot. But when he stood to be out, he felt that outer atmosphere is too cold. That's why once again he just get in. So this hopping process was continued up to the time when grandmother came, and she made him out of the bowl half boiled. If there is a part of the brain especially devoted to the mischief, that part was largely developed in Toto. He was always tearing things to pieces. Whenever one of my aunts came near him, he made every effort to get hold of her dress and tear a hole in it. One day at lunchtime, a large dish of pulao stood in the center of the dinner table. We entered the room to find Toto stuffing himself with rice. My grandmother screamed and Toto threw a plate at her. One of my aunts rushed forward and received a glass of water in the face. When grandfather arrived, Toto picked up the dish of pulao and made his exit through the window. We found him in the branches of the jackfruit tree. At the dish is still in his arms. He remained there all afternoon, eating slowly through the rice, determined on finishing every grain. And then, in order to spite grandmother, who had screamed at her, he threw the dish from the tree and chattered with delight when it broke into 100 pieces. If someone says that the brain that is especially for the mischiefs, that type of brain was developed in Toto. And one day what happened, a dish of pulao has been put at the center of the table, and the Toto, when my grandmother screamed, and the Toto threw plate at her, and he rushed forward and received a glass of water in the face. And when grandfather arrived, the Toto picked up the dish of pulao, all the vessels along with his vessels, he just keep it with him and put at the height over the jackfruit tree. When the grandfather screamed over him, he just thrown that vessels from that height, and within a moment the vessels, means the food, has been spoiled, and He enjoyed that moment when the vessel has been broken into pieces. Obviously, Toto was not the sort of pet we could keep for a long. Even grandfather realized that we were not well to do and could not afford the frequent loss of dishes, cloths, curtains, and wallpaper. So grandfather found the Tonga driver and sold Toto back him for only 3 rupees. And after a long loss, as you can see, the Toto had committed. We can clearly say that Toto was not an animal to be kept properly, and it was obvious that they could not afford a loss like dishes, cloths, curtains, wallpapers, and that's why grandfather found the Tonga driver and sold Toto back to him. And in what was the amount? The amount was only 3 rupees. My dear students, after reading this humorous story, you are able to understand the points of view, you are able to understand a single word of this, and further if you are getting any problem in this, then definitely you can ask, my dear students. You are free. Tomorrow we will have a poem from this, and then after we will start again our English literature. And you must remember one thing, that again and again I am repeating this statement, that you will have to make a revision again and again. Okay, my dear students, so we will meet in the next segment of the video. Up to the time, thank you, have a nice day.